Hey guys, so we're gonna hit some traps, try and set a few. I'm gonna do some exploring too. It's I got the skidoo with me today, so we're gonna get out there and check a few areas. This weather's not supposed to hold up too long. Sunday's supposed to be exceptionally warm, like I was saying, but the next week is supposed to be cool off somewhat and be a little bit better, so it'll make for a little easier skidooing and snowshoeing. A little sloppy out there right now, but anyhow, yeah, I was working today and we had an extra person on, so I bailed out of there, came trapping. And I know a lot of you guys out there probably saying, holy smokes, he takes too much time off work to go trapping. But in reality, it's like this. I take too much time off trapping to go to work. At least that's my theory, and I'm sticking to it. Alrighty, so we'll see you down the trail. Hey guys, back out here getting a few beaver traps set. Oh, too bright for that. I was gonna not set anymore just because of this weather. Like I said, it's hovering just above the freezing mark right now, which is okay. The weekend's supposed to be really hot. You know, you're looking at possibly plus 14 Celsius, which is up into, you know, mid 50s Fahrenheit. And there's already, just on a slough back there, about half a mile, I got stuck in about a foot of slush. So it was like, okay, learn that one right now. If it's one of them bowl, like little sloughs in the middle of a bowl in the hills, stay away from it. But anyways, this one here, you'll see, got a kick-ass house right here. Feed bed, huge, almost all the way around the house. So I'm going to go set a couple traps there. And then just over past that slough that I got stuck in, there's another one. So I went around and explored a little bit without the sleigh first, just because there's like you get on the leeward side of the hills and there is a pile of snow in there where it's drifted in. So I didn't want to haul the sleigh in there and end up getting stuck. But I could probably run up this drainage here and see if there's anything else up here after. Only problem, there's a lot of slush right around the house too. But anyhow, I'm going to get these things set. But beforehand, I just wanted to mention on that video I put on there yesterday with Lexi, I got, you know, and if whoever did it is watching, there's somebody put a dislike on there. Which is great. I mean, I have no problem with you putting a dislike on there, but if you want to do that, just send me a note so I know what it is that you dislike. Like, if I don't have a message telling me, then I don't know whether you just dislike trapping, or maybe you just don't like fat bald guys, or maybe you just don't like cute little granddaughters. But anyway, if you do see this and you are the same person that put a dislike, send me a message this time so that I can explain to you that you ought to, you know, pull your head out of your ass, take a look around, and if you don't like the real world, shove it back up there and walk away. I don't care. But anywho, that'll be my rant for the day. Oh, you got to be kidding me. I got geese flying by right now. Not a drop of open water anywhere within miles, and I got a goose flying overhead that's looking for water. But anywho, so there you go. Dislike person, if you see this one, send me a message so I know what it is that you dislike. Okay, thanks. I'm gonna go drop a couple sets in now. Bye. don't know if you can see him on there, but he's been circling me for about 10 minutes trying to find a place to land, I think. I think he sees this open water and he wants it. But who knows? It's about the only open water around here right now. Okay guys, we're over at that house here now. You see, I'm not sure, I'll check on the way over if that is a cave-in or just through into the slush, if it went right through the ice. But you see an area like this is none too safe to walk around. You know, so I'm pretty sure there's going to be a run between these two big feed beds. So I'm going to go around this way over here onto the house and work from the house out. The thing is, when you're going through an area like this, you know, you want to make sure, in case you fall through, you have some kind of a support. Now, there's a couple things you can do. You know, as an emergency, you can carry big nails in your pocket. You know, like I've always got those 5-inch nails in my pocket, which you grab them like this and dig them into the ice. They will pull you out really well. The other option is like, well, if for those guys that have read my book, you'll know what I'm talking about here. You can always just carry a dog with you. But your other option is, okay, this here pole. You carry a pole like this with you. You know, at least 12 feet long. And that way, if you go through the ice, like bang, straight down, you're never going to create a 12-foot hole. This pole will hold you up. You're only going to go up, you know, not even to your waist. And that will give you a lot of flexibility on getting out of the water. It's probably the best thing to carry with you if you know you're on thin ice, but you have to go there. Like, I'll reiterate a story there. I guess this was my second year trapping up on that area where I wrote the book about it. And this story will be in the book that I'm writing right now. But I'd gone into the bush late September to build a proper cabin because, well, the cabin that I'd stayed in the first year, you know, the hole in the ground, I didn't want to stay there a whole winter again, so I ended up going in the fall early, way before trapping season started, to build a proper cabin, and I ended up building a 16 by 14 cabin out of upright logs. It was quite nice, but it took some time. Like I said, so September, I think I went in around the 20th, whatever it was, and I was there building the cabin until trapping season started, and then I stayed trapping well into, well, it was just about December when I came out of there. So it was a good 2 months, you know, possibly a week longer. But the lake I was on, it froze up really well. It was, you know, solid. All the ponds were frozen up really good. When I decided to walk out on the last week of last week of November, I got to just before Joe's camp and where the Buck River flows in. No, it wasn't. It was where the Nagogamy River flows in. There was no, sorry again. The Nagogamy River flowed out of the lake. It was the Foss River flowed in. The current was very strong, and it had kept the lake open only for about 1.5 miles out into the lake, and I guess probably 200 yards wide it was open. Now, it had looked like it had frozen over. I walked out onto it and there was, probably 1 inch of ice. So I didn't cross it, even though I had enough time to make the train tracks that day, because it was only at that point 8 miles from the train tracks. So but I went back to the other lodge. Spent the night there. That was about a mile away. Spent the night there. It was quite cold, so I figured it would strengthen up somewhat. And I went across in the morning. Now, the ice hadn't really gotten any thicker that I could tell, or if it was minuscule, but I cut a long pole like this. It was actually about 20 feet long, and I walked across that 200 yards of inch thick ice. And although it did crack a little bit, it held me up. I know, don't worry, you're probably saying that's a stupid thing to do, and that's exactly what I was saying every step I took across there. But it was just an emergency thing with a pole like this, and if I had gone through, it would at least stop me from going down to the bottom of that lake, which was quite a drop. It was probably 30-40 feet there. I probably wouldn't have got out of that one, but even though I didn't have a big heavy pack sack on to drag me to the bottom. But anyways, like I said, so the whole story, just if you're on ice that you know is not safe, carry a pole like this, and it'll keep you out of the water, at least keep you from going over your head. So, alrighty. Okay, I'm gonna get these traps set. Okay, so looks like it's gonna be the only set I put in here right now. I might set another one next time I come down, but I want to hit them other traps. So, and that's the only place I can find with enough water. I've cut 3 other holes. And it's just with there's 8 inches of water on top of the ice, and then another 8 inches of ice, and there's only 10 inches of water underneath it in the other 2 places. So we'll wait until it clears up a little bit and have more time, I think. Chop a few other holes. Maybe I'll do like Mr. Holgren, or however we say that says, and I'll bring my chainsaw in here and whip through a whole bunch of places real quick and be a little faster. Hey guys, I just wanted to mention too, I know I mentioned on the one video, somebody asked me, you know, how I dress when I'm in the bush, but just want to show you these boots again. Now, I told you earlier I was stuck in the slush, you know, in about 10 inches of slush. And so I was standing in there for quite a while before I got it out. And you look at these boots. Okay. Now these things are 3 or 4 years old. And my feet are not even slightly wet. All that damage to the outside of the boots, and there's not one leak on the inside waterproof liner, or the shell, or whatever you want to call it. These things are pretty awesome. But like I said, a little bit expensive, but hey, my feet are dry. So that's cool. These are the muck boots. The Arctic Pro I wear. If you're not in an extremely cold area, you don't need something this hot, because they will burn up your feet if it's warm out. Okay, we're over at that big house we put in the other day. Remember, I put the one pole set, 330 on the pole, and then that one kind of new set that I said I used to use. And here we got another little beaver here. Be right back. Okay, anyways, as I was saying, you remember that set I made with just the stick down in the ice, about just below the ice surface, or ice level, and with the trap just squeezed onto the end? And you can see here, well, here's what we caught. But you see here on the branch where the beaver came and he was started chewing, and all those marks there. And then there's a couple bite marks down here, and then I guess he got himself snapped. So like I said, they always come right here to that joint and try and chew that little piece of wood off. But cool. I'd used that set when I was younger, but hadn't made a set like that in quite a while, and good to see it works. Alrighty. The other one, by the way, I don't know if I mentioned it, the other one's not sprung. So, see you down the trail. So, It's all I can catch so far in these farm fields is little beavers. So you can see here, that's how it was, and I just have it down below the ice level right about here. And that stick, that spring right there, is where I had this stick through and shoved into the mud to stabilize it. Just like so. Alrighty. I don't know if I'm going to stop and check the last few traps on the way back that I checked with Lexi the other day, but it's just that one beaver so far. If I do stop there, I might get another one, but I just want to show you this. This is, back in the olden days, this is what we used to call really shitty snowshoeing. I don't know, you think it's warm up here? It's kind of hard on the snowshoes. Take a minute to dry them out when I get them home, I guess. But anyways, if I don't stop at the other pond, I'll say adios and keep your snowshoes dry. See you later. Oh, by the way, I went across the road from here with the skidoo, went back up through the farmer's fields there. I guess I went maybe a mile back, but then crisscrossed for another mile, following a bunch of drainages, and I found 7 more beaver pond houses back there, so I got a trail broke there now. Maybe when I come back, I'm going to Brandon tomorrow for doctors and go see my other grandbaby. And then I'll be back up in Monday or Tuesday. Next week is supposed to cool down with highs, you know, right around the freezing mark, but going down below freezing at night, so it'll firm up the snow. So it'll make it a lot better traveling. Anywho, like I said, keep your snowshoes dry.